Hey you, it's Jess here, and today we're going to be doing a chill little Scribble Prints Co haul. I have a couple of planner kits, some journaling, mostly creative journaling kits, and some other journaling bits and pieces, so let's get straight into it. I always love shopping with Scribble Prints Co, my love. So let's get into it. First I'll show you my stack of little freebies here. I just have 2 orders here. And I got a couple of freebies with those. I have this little Scribble Prints Co matte freebie. I have 2 of the sticker goblins, which I recently did use on top of a notebook. So I'm happy to have more because I think they're really cute being a sticker goblin. I also got some bow washies as a freebie, gold hollow and matte bronze. I also got a pack of 3 journaling deco pages. You just get random 3 set. So I got the shopping baskets, the old letter beads in black, and the stickers. So this is really useful. I always love, alphabet stickers. I've used quite a bit of this page already, so I'm happy to have another one, and some more grocery baskets, which are already cute. Then let's get into the planner stuff first before we get into the journaling. So I do have 3 kits here. All art by me, so I apologize for that, but that's what I've gotten recently. So first we have Poolside, which was a re-release of a summer art that I did. Was it last year or the year before? But this was a summer art based on, well, I wanted to do Poolside, but I kind of wanted to do a reference to pools in Australia. So this pool here, we got the outdoor pool. We have a lot of like greenery. Usually a lot of outdoor public pools in Australia are like within parklands. So this makes me think mostly of Burnside Pool in the city that I used to live in there. And it used to have I think it was 3 pools, one really big one, 2 smaller ones like a diving pool and a more kids-friendly pool. And then it was surrounded by parks, just like green land. So that's what pools feel like for me in where I lived in Australia, in Adelaide. Also, even our aquatic center, it was all indoors at the aquatic center, but it was also surrounded by parklands and a playground. So yeah, I just wanted to do sort of that kind of reference of that kind of pool that we have in Australia. And I just got really feelings like always getting fries or hot chips while at the pool. When I smell chlorine, I think of fries. So I did that as well. And just we've got an esky full of drinks, and you got the Kindle and the sunscreen, and just, yeah. So that's what I did back then. Although looking at this art now, I really wish I had done a more vibrant green for the landscape in the background. I feel like I'm better with landscapes now and the colors that I do for them, but that is okay. We grow and we get better, I suppose. Then you have the boxes like the 2 kids kind of swimsuits and swim gear, like goggles and stuff. I want to be sort of family friendly, fun and bright for the pool. The water background, and we have the little splash pad play area for the pool instead of just the swimming pool. And of course, the new format, it comes with extra boxes and the doodle sheet, so that's why I added on the second doodle sheet, because I do like to have all the doodles in the set if I can. That was a re-release. Then this is a new one, Needlepoint. This was a custom for SPC that Audrey just wanted something for her needlepoint hobby. I don't do needlepoint. I don't do any of these sewing hobbies, actually. I would love to, but I feel like it'd be too much. I have to take into consideration dropping hobbies and having too many hobbies, so I haven't done it. But I do think I really, really liked the way this art came out, and I really love the colors, and I feel like it's just a really pretty, crafting and having fun kind of set that I could use anytime. I feel like it has, spring vibes for me, so I'll probably save it for spring next year. And yeah, so I really, really just wanted to enjoy the art, and even though it was a very niche custom, so I still really love that it came out. I think this was one of my favorite fashion people of all time here. The person with the basket, I just love the way they came out with the the way the fringe came out in their face, it just makes me so happy. And then I really had a lot of fun doing a, it's a hairstyle called like calico, where it's like calico pieces, but this was like a Neapolitan calico with pink instead of orange. So that's what I kind of did for this person on the couch stitching. And then we just have the needlepoint sharpen. Yeah, I did a lot of work making all of these like threads and stuff on the wall and drawing all of these different little needlepoint examples. So there's a lot of detail that went into this set, and I did kind of want to enjoy this like planner in my planner eventually, despite not doing the hobby. So we've got the extra doodle sheet, lots of little bits and pieces. We got like the tacks and different thread types, and we've got like little scissors, and we've got like little ornaments that you could make. So lots of options there. So we've got like a little iPod ornament and a bookworm, like a bookmark, and we've got like the vanilla sauce and stuff like that. So it was fun to do all of these designs and also make some patterns I thought would be cute for it, so I just kind of freestyled and drew these like these thread pieces with the bows, and I thought that was so cute and fun. But yeah, I love the colors and everything in that set. So this is one of my favorite patterns too, with the needle through the thread and then the little stars. So that came out so cute. So yeah, I wanted to and this person, I was just so happy with them. They're just so pretty. So that was the needlepoint custom there. And then finally we have my last shop set, which is Seaside. And I wanted to do a summer set that was a bit different. I feel like I've been doing a lot of beach, a lot of pool, and it's been years since I did a nautical theme. I had a set years ago called Naughty, like years and years ago. So I thought I'd revisit the nautical theme. And I also had like a Pinterest board of like, because I like to collect sort of ideas and aesthetics and like certain sets ideas that I might want to do. And I had a Pinterest board of fishermen because apparently I think for 2025 Pinterest said that was a trend for 2025 is fisherman aesthetic. So I kind of had a board of that. And then I started watching Widow's Bay, which is a horror comedy set on an island town that's on the east coast of the state. So it's got that east coastal, like this kind of vibe, the nautical vibe. So I thought, you know what, if I could do some pieces that reference Widow's Bay. Of course, it wasn't going to be the whole set because I still wanted this to be usable and summary for anyone who didn't watch it, because it is a horror comedy, so it's not always up to everyone's, like, it's not going to be for everyone's taste. And I also didn't, like, the show's pretty, like, dark and, you know, so there are summer parts in it because they're trying to open it up for summer tourism. So I think it still works, but it's not, like, quite the vibe of the show. But, so I just did a couple of pieces to reference it, but I feel like overall it still has that summer vibe. So this is like if you went to Widow's Bay, but it was not cursed, and you went for the summer season, I think this would be more of the vibes of it. So I did want to put in some fishing in here because of the fisherman thing. So we have the person holding the fish, and I was very proud of the way the, like the fish came out. I was playing with a lot of different brushes and different effects to get the fish to the way it looks, where I think it looks kind of shiny and slippery, and I really like the way it looks with a little bit of rainbow in there. And then we've got like I had this reference of this lighthouse with this house, and I was like, I added this little like fishing boat in there, which feels more like the fishing boat in Widow's Bay. I had a lot of fun at doing all of these rocks and the waves. Just using different water brushes and different paint brushes to get all of the water effects, and did a lot of different effects and layers and shading and things in the rocks as well. I had a lot of fun doing this scene. I've enjoyed doing nature scenes at the moment the most. And then I just did another person as sort of like a casual wearing. The shirt says fun at the sea, and I kind of just wanted something casual and soft to like, you know, wandering around a seaside town. And then we put in some fresh lemons. We got I feel like it's a huge like trend right now with the whole tinned salmon kind of art, tinned anchovies and fish. So I did the tinned fish thing to draw the in, and then we've got like the plate with the oyster. Just sort of bringing in this sort of seaside eating with a little drink. And then we just have this like a bag, the anchor hat, and some wellies. Then we got this stack of lifesavers, and I had to do a seagull because birds are always fun to draw with the lantern. And then we've got like the ship's wheel, this sea and coast fishing kind of book. I saw this cool vintage book cover, and I thought it'd be really fun to include the sort of vintage vibes with the nautical. And we have like the gone fishing sign. And then behind here you have some rope in the background, and you also have the soft fisherman jumper, which I feel like everyone kind of went crazy over in the first Knives Out film. So I wanted to include that kind of jumper or sweater. So then we have the other doodles, and then some of the so you do have like the touch of red, but I do like how the colors are the blues, pink, and yellow, because you know how I am with red as the main color. So I'm happy it's not a main color in my thing, but yeah, I like the way the color, I feel like it's so soft, and then you have these hints of this corally red throughout. Here again you have the tinned fish as well. I really love these vintage designs with the lemon, the Cape Cod shirt, and just the simple sort of nautical patterns. We've got anchors, we've got the waves. We just have a little like set, we've got fish and crabs and boats. And then this striped one, which I really liked, and I added bubbles over the stripes. I don't know, I feel like I added a little extra. The stripes just feel very nautical to me, and then adding the bubbles brings in more of the sea and the ocean. And then I did ask Andrea if she could do a box just for Widow's Bay. So we have the Cape Cod shirt, but we also have the Widow's Bay shirt that says F Cape Cod, which is I feel like a very iconic line from the show. And I thought it was funny because it had the Cape Cod design t-shirt. So this is the F Cape Cod shirt. And I want to show you the difference here as well. I changed it up to go more with Widow's Bay in the shirt. You can see here you've just got the normal lighthouse, and then here I've added a whole bunch of fog. This is supposed to be like rolling fog over the lighthouse because of like the mist and fog that like is in the Widow's Bay, especially in the first episode, I think it is. So I wanted to add that kind of, I don't know, change up the t-shirt a little bit more than just the text. And I thought that added a bit more like Widow's Bayness to it. I also did the Sunset Cocktails invitation, which says Bonfire on the Beach, hosted by Patricia. Please RSVP ASAP. And then we have the Teeth game. If you've watched Widow's Bay, you know these references. It's just a board game called Teeth, and it just had pliers in it. And I was like, oh, okay. That's part of the weird horror comedy of the show. So yeah, I'm happy to have the little Widow's Bay thing, and I plan to use this on the week of the season finale. I'm going to use this on the day of the finale, I think, this box. Just to reference Widow's Bay, and I'm really excited that there's going to be another season. And then we just have the extra page here with the extra skin tones of the person, and we also have a close-up of the lighthouse. You can see more. I was really proud of how these waves turned out, using different brushes and effects. I think here we've got about like 8 different brushes that I was using to make it all come together. But that was Seaside. That was all of my planner ones. I didn't pick up any like extra fashion people. I kind of liked how they all looked. Although I realized these are all redheads in here. We're loving the redheads, honestly. But those are the planner kits that I picked up in these 2 releases. So let's get into the journaling stickers. I have a whole bunch here. Trying to fit them all in. Alright. So first we have some individual ones. One of these I wasn't sure if I bought this or if it was a freebie or not because the way it was laid out in my package. I do get these through a mail forwarder, and they sometimes open them and move stuff around. I don't think I bought this one, but so maybe it was thrown in by Andrea, but maybe I did buy it. I haven't been bothered to check. It just says if I was a pigeon, I would S on you. Luckily, that's never happened to me. Fingers crossed. Knock on balsam fake wood. Anyway. I cry a lot, onion. I'm loving these like style ones. I think they're really cute. We have fantasy girly fortune teller. We have doing my least. On my laptop, I actually have a sticker of Magikarp from Pokemon, and it says trying my best. So now I have doing my least. We have this little cowboy goose. So cute. Always tired. That is me, for sure. And then it's not hoarding if it's craft supplies. Because you don't know when you need it, okay? Something might come up and you need those supplies, you know? So I think I put these in just my order, order. But I've got some extra sheets here. I picked up the Paris deco sheet. And I picked up the London deco sheet. These were the last two places I traveled to as well. Well, I went to Paris, but I went to Disneyland Paris, not Paris itself. But these are both very simple flights. They're like 3-hour flights to London and Paris for me, which feels simple in my view because when I lived in Adelaide, Australia, flying to Perth was a 3-hour flight within the country. So it feels right. But I thought this art was really, really pretty, and like I would love to go to London and stuff again. So. They also might come up in just books or TV shows or games, you never know, so I want to keep those. Then I did get some papers. Oh yeah, so this is the second order. So the rest of this order, I did get a horror A5 paper. I got the Meowtini because I just love anything cat, and look at them. Look at them, they're so cute. And then I got the Yeehaw. Because I'm not a cowgirl, but I do love the aesthetic and the colors. So, and fun fact for you: there are cowboy stuff and country stuff in Australia, in rural Australia, obviously. So, I think that's really cute. I just love the colors a lot. I like the fun colors. So this is my second order, and all I got was I didn't get any planner kits in this order, so. It's all journaling things. So I got some more sheets. I got buttons V1, and these are like photograph of buttons. Yeah, so you have all sorts of different, to add sort of different texture. And then I picked up this old sheet, DNF Graveyard, because I was going to do some funny spreads with some dead characters from games. So I kind of wanted to put them in here and put like their name and stuff in there, so I picked this up for that. I don't actually DNF books. I just can't bring myself to do that. I prefer to finish a book and see how it goes. So I wouldn't use it as a DNF graveyard, but there's definitely times where like a video game character dies or something goes crazy. I talked about it in one of my last journaling videos. So I picked these up to decorate that page with. Then I have Y2K icons. These are so cute. And they also have like no white outline, so they're very, very, like actually very delicate. So I love the way those colors. I also picked up the stitch letters. I just picked up one page, and we'll see how I use them. I have a lot of alphabet stickers that I need to like look through and organize, but I do like the look of these ones. And then I had to pick up Beachy Read simply for this cat sticker right here because it's so adorable. I love it. But the whole thing is super duper adorable. And I guess I'm over my summer spreads now, but I'm definitely going to use this in the future. If I did seasonal bingo boards again, I do a summer one, I could decorate the bingo board so then I can look at this like year round in my reading journal. I did pick up some individual papers. So this one came with a reading kit. This was for a Winx, I think, inspired one. I'm just too old for Winx. It was never part of my all of those 2000 shows I was too old for. I was like, a teenager then. But I did love, I did the patterns for that. The art was done by Clip Art Kids, Nella, and I did some patterns for it. And I love the way this pattern came out and the colors for it. It's so Y2K. Well, not Y2K, like the kind of period after Y2K. What's that called? It's called like bling or glitz or something. It's like the Paris Hilton kind of effect. Because Y2K is more, in my opinion, like the silver millennial chrome stuff. But anyway, I've just been thinking about it recently. But I just love the way these butterflies came out and the like spray paint background. So I got 2 of those in case I want to do like a full spread or something like that with it. And I'm really glad that the reading journal stickers has a paper in it and it's a la carte because I love picking those up. I also had to pick up French fries. I know when I saw on Andrea's Instagram, I DM'd her like, oh my god, the French fry pattern. It's just so fun. I don't know what I'd use this for, but I had to pick it up because I love French fries. Or as Australia, we call it hot chips. Because in Australia we have chips and we have hot chips. Although these days I tend to say crisps sometimes, just to change it up. But yeah, so I did pick up some different kits and I picked up some extras for reading journal, the reading journal a la carte stuff for Seaside, because I do want to do a Widow's Bay spread in my planner, in my journal. So I picked up some extras just in case I wanted them for the Widow's Bay spread. So we have the large arch scene, which you get even close up more of the lighthouse. And like, I don't know how many, there's a few layers of stuff going on in the rocks there. Just kind of like, yeah, when you're doing nature, you kind of just go over and over and sort of fill in those details to get the texture. And then we also have the small deco, although I don't think any of the deco sheets have the Widow's Bay versions of stuff in it. So I have planned to print off my own because obviously I have the files. But there might be some in here, I don't know. But if they're not, I'm gonna print off the shirt and the 2 other pieces that I did for Widow's Bay. But it makes sense that they're not in here because it's very niche. And I do have the large deco, and I do love this person as well. I think that they came out super cute and just super comfy. And then we have, you know, the seagull. I actually live near the sea here. I live on like a little island in Helsinki. And you always hear the seagulls and they're always flying around here. So it always feels very like seaside-esque here. Although in Australia, I lived near the beach once for a little while my parents were rebuilding. My dad had bought an old house and we ended up like redeveloping the land into 2 houses. And so while we were doing that, we were living like near the beach. Granted, like in Adelaide, if you're pretty much always like 20 minutes from a beach, we all live near the ocean. But this was like on the ocean kind of thing. It was very cool to live there for a while because you could just quickly walk down the beach, although it was a very big hill back up from the beach. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time by the Australian beach, so it's nice to be able to see and hear seagulls, and there's the sea right next to us here, which is nice. So then we have the creative journaling kit, I think she's calling them now, or the old junk journaling kits. But you can use this for any creative journaling. We have this A5 paper here with just some waves and some different like icons. And I like the idea of having like the sort of see-through fish just to give it a bit more texture. And then we have the other A5 page which has I kind of used some of these icons and a few others, and I kind of drew over them and added some highlights and things, kind of like more this kind of style I was looking for, but a bit more simple when I was drawing this pattern. And I just did, I referenced my first Naughty, it's called Naughty, this set, my first nautical set, which had a lobster. And I think actually it was a very early one, and I remember Andrea being like, I love the lobster in this set. So I had to reference the lobster art again in the paper this time. And then we have half a paper here as well as the scene of the whole ocean there. And we have some deco pages, just some larger deco here, and some more deco as well. I just I'll show you how those Sardines came out. I was also playing with different effects and brushes to do those because I do love the way those come out in other people's art. And then instead of ransom letters or cute letters, we got chenille letters, which is really cute and fun. And I'll definitely be writing Widow's Bay out with that. Widow's Bay, it's the new Martha's Vineyard, as we all know. We have the guest check, which I could use the guest check because we'll see how it goes with the spread because, you know, he does want tourists to come. And we have a little Polaroid, which could be useful in that spread too. So that's just everything I got for Seaside. And then I also picked up Studio Days, which was the art. Let me just open this up. The artist re-release, and I think it's old enough it never got like a journaling collection. So I did pick it up for journaling as well. We got the this sort of spray paint checkered pattern. We got the paint splatters, of course, because it's a painter set. Then we have the half smiley face and the artist studio. And then we have the 2 deco sheets. I had to put not paint water because I've definitely had those issues when I was painting, especially in Year 12. When I was doing my Year 12 painting finals kind of thing. Got some more deco here. We just have all sorts of art supplies. We have the ransom letters. You got this guest check, which has sort of like it's kind of part of this background, but there's sort of craft paper kind of background. And then we have the Polaroid of the person painting the scene. So that one was really fun. And then I did pick up, I didn't know this was going to get re-released, but my Practical Magic art. So I did this Practical Magic art years ago, and still one of my favorites. I do love the Practical Magic film, and I know the sequel is coming out, although I'll say I'm not really interested in the sequel for my own self, but I definitely do love the film, the original film. But we have like, so this is much older art of mine, but I do love the way it's come out in this this format. So you just have this, and you have like specks of glitter throughout the flowers. And then you have the good old terrazzo with glitter. I haven't done terrazzo in a long time, but I do love the way it came out in these colors. And we just have like the glittery wood pattern, and then, oh, this scene took me forever. I can definitely see how I would do the scene better these days, but drawing the house, it took a lot of work. This was a long time doing this scene, but I do love the way it came out. I know I could do it better now, but still looking at it, I'm like, wow, I drew that whole house. Then we have this deco here. You got like the tequila. You have witchy items like the pot that they used to cook. And then I wanted to do like, she uses her magic to stir her tea with the spoon. So I kind of do these lines to indicate like it's just stirring on its own. You have the 2 beautiful ladies. And then the part that always chokes me up, I wished for you too. It's just so romantic. I love it so much. You have the cactus pancakes. You have the witch hats, the sheriff badge. Yeah, I know this. I really loved some of those references in here. Ransom numbers. We have the guest check, and we have the Polaroid, which is a really beautiful spread, flat lay spread. That was Practical Magic. I also picked up Summer Camp. This was a summer mystery that I feel like it didn't get a journaling thing either. And I don't like camping, but I feel like there's definitely going to be times I may want a camping set like this, especially a vintage retro one. Could even use this for like, you know, Camp Crystal and stuff. Lake Crystal or whatever it's called. I watched that film for the first time last year or the year before. I think it was the year before. But anyway, I thought the art, I'd like to have the art in journaling form just in case. So we have the clouds pattern. We have this stars and leaves pattern. We have a whole bunch of scenes because I did a bunch of scenes for this set. So we've got this camp board with the s'mores ready to go. We got the kayaks ready to go. And then we got we have the cabins. And then also noise is starting to happen outside, so we're almost done with this haul. But we've got some deco, we've got like the making friendship beads, and you've got, I put in Arthur Goes to Camp and then Goosebumps, the horror at camp jelly jam, as sort of camp book references, but more for kids, I know, but it could be any time for camping, really. And then we just have some more. I really liked putting all the retro designs in here and like adding them to the water bottle and everything. We have the dot letters for this one, which I feel like goes with the retro feel. Little orange guest check, and we have the camp counselor staff hanging out, making their own memories. Summer camp was not a thing in where I lived in Australia, so I know we always had a camping trip as for school. Although I only did one camping trip for primary school because the other one was supposed to do, the teachers were striking, so we didn't have that camp. But in my high school, we went on a different camp every year, and it was always like the same. Like each year level had a different kind of camp, and each year level it was like the same every year. So my year 8 camp, we went to the Murray River, or we went to the Coorong River. And we camped out in tents, like two people to a tent. We used camp like burners to make our own dinners. I mean, a lot of us brought like ramen noodles, but we learned to make these apple crumbles while we're there. I still make that sometimes. And then we were kayaking. We kayaked across the Murray River mouth, but we also sailed little sailing boats down the Coorong River. And it was a fun time, except I had a panic attack while we were kayaking, because he was like, "Be careful," because we're at the river mouth into the ocean, and he was like, "Be careful because there's riptides. You may get pulled out into the ocean, and we won't be able to get you." And then while I was kayaking, my legs kept cramping up, so I was like freaking out and crying. Look, I didn't love camping, okay, but yeah. And I really hated walking in like river water, so I was wearing my sneakers the whole time. So they were soaked wet all the way back on the bus home. Anyway, that was my camping experience. So I've never been a big camper, but that's okay. My primary school camp was okay, but I have too many hang-ups about water and also public bathrooms, so oh well. Maybe I'm more of a glamper. I don't know. I haven't tried. So the last, enough with the yapping, the last kit we have here is Pastel Nostalgia, which is also super old art. This was a mystery kit we did years ago together. It's a pastel 80s retro theme. So we have some grid paper here with the silver glitter. I don't really do the glitter as much anymore, but I think it is fun. We have some like soft tie-dye and just some different sort of 80s shapes I was getting the vibe for. And then the 80s stuff, of course, we had to have an original My Little Pony, which I had the original ones and they were my favorites, the big chubby ponies. We got like the caboodle full of makeup and jewelry, Pop-Tarts, we got an old Nintendo, I think it's either SNES or NES, controller, Strawberry Shortcake cereal, we got the transparent phone, the really pretty person in a little jumpsuit, a little Tamagotchi, we're kind of in the 80s into the 90s, so it's very kind of just overall retro. The hair crimper, got cute letters, we got the guest check, and we have the little bedroom. Again, I feel like I do scenes so much better now, but they still work. But I look at them, I'm like, I could have done this in my new style and it would be better, but that is okay. So that is everything from SPC, and I'm really excited to organize this and play around with it. I've got a new organization system I'm about to set up, so I'm hoping that will be my next video, because I want to do that organization later, and it will include like these journaling kits and papers. So I hope you're excited to see that. But otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at these SPC goodies. Hope you enjoyed looking at the art. Leave me down below a heart emoji to let me know that you've watched this and enjoyed it. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know if you got any of this stuff too and what you're planning to use for it, if you're in your planner or your journal. But otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.